Good morning students, welcome back. Today we shall be doing the last part of this chapter. Okay, so we have almost completed the second chapter, that is population dynamics. Now the last topic is we are going to learn about how population growth and economic development, how are these interrelated, how the population affects or influences the economic growth of a country. So you have to understand that when we learned in the previous classes, we learned that a country which is developed, that means a country which is developed, it's not only its economic development is taking place, but social development, cultural development is taking place on an all-round basis. So these countries which are developed in nature have less population in comparison to those countries which are developing or which are underdeveloped. For example, a country like South Africa, India, which falls under the category of developing countries. That means these countries are still developing. And in these countries, when you look at the population is extremely high. Okay, and rank wise, India holds the second position worldwide in terms of population. It has the second largest population in the world. So when we talk in terms of economic development and population growth, those countries which are developed has a less population and there is more economic development. Why? Is because the resources which are available, that resources can be used or can be utilized in a proper manner by the population that is living there. There are enough resources, enough opportunities, enough food, enough jobs. Every resources that is present in a developed country is more than enough, is enough or more than enough for the population living there. So in these countries, resources are high or resources are more and the population is less. But in underdeveloped or developing countries, it is just the opposite. So if we look at the book, it says the growth of population has a great influence on the economic development of a country. How? Since the developed nations have low population growth rate, their people enjoy high standard of living. How and why? Is because less population, more resources. So whatever resources are there, everybody is able to acquire it and make use of it to improve their standard of living. People are not fighting for resources, people are not fighting for food, people are not fighting for livelihood or houses. They are not fighting because what is there is more than enough for them. In countries which have high population growth, the situation is just the opposite. The people have low standard of living and there are various problems such as food scarcity. Food scarcity means because the population is high, food is not enough, it is very scarce. Unemployment, because high population, less number of jobs. Poor infrastructure, because the government is unable to cater or to look after the needs of everybody, it is unable to spend a huge sum of money. So whatever little that they have spent for the development of the country, that development is utilized, it's overutilized. That means people are overusing it. Less resources, more people are using. So the resources has been overused. That is why the quality of these resources are extremely low. Rapid growth of population will also lead to rapid depletion of resources. Depletion means when the resources are overused, then at one point of time, some resources can be renewed. That means it is going to take a few years for those resources to be formed in the nature. For example, I give an example of water. Now during the monsoon season, you do not have rainfall throughout the year, okay, and even snowfall, it takes place only during the winters. So these snow, it melts, so you have to give time for the snow to fall down on the mountains, and again during the summer it's going to melt, and then it's going to join the river. It is going to form a river, and that water is going to be deposited in the rivers. But if you use the water in such a way that you are not giving it enough time for the rivers to be refilled, okay, so monsoon is going to be filled, and again during the winter season, after the snow has fallen, then again when the temperature rises, the snow is going to melt. So that is how the water level is going to rise. But if you do not allow the water to rise again and reach its normal level or normal amount, what is going to happen is these resources are going to get depleted. Alright, so depletion of the resources means that the resources are being used in such a way that it is getting over day by day. The developing nations should control their growing population. So now how can you influence, or how can you help the other nations to develop? Developed nations are already developed because their population is under control. So they have to continue doing that. They have to keep their population under control, because higher the population means higher the use of resources. And if the population increases in the underdeveloped and developing nations, population is already increasing. But if in the developed nations also, if the population increases, so you can understand what is going to happen. See, global warming. Globe means the entire world. Temperature is rising day by day because the trees are being cut down every year. Thousands and thousands of trees are being cut. And what is happening now? You know that trees take in carbon dioxide. So when they take in carbon dioxide, they help in purifying the air. But what are we doing? We are cutting down the trees. If the trees have been cut down, the landslides will occur. Okay, properties will be lost. The level of carbon dioxide, because there are no trees, the carbon dioxide will increase. And again, if there are no trees, they will not give out enough oxygen for the people to breathe. So to bring a balance around in the world, the developed nations have to continue with what they are doing to keep their nations as developed, and also help the developing countries, help them by teaching them what are the methods, what are the strategies that they have been using in their countries to help the underdeveloped nations to be developed as them. That means to bring a balance between the population and the resources. Okay, so with this we have come to the end of the chapter. Now, for all those who have been coming to class, we have already completed this chapter, and today we have begun with the exercises. Okay, so all those who have not been coming regularly to class and you have been watching the videos only, I am going to send you a set of exercises which you have to complete it at home by yourself, and if you have any problem, you can contact me. Alright, okay, thank you.